I knew my marriage was in trouble the day I found myself asking my husband's mother for permission to use my own kitchen. I didn't marry a mama's boy. I married a man who loved his mother, respected her, spoke highly of her, and I admired that truly. When we got married, she said she'll stay with us for just 3 months to help us settle in. 3 months turned to 6 months and 12 months. 2 years later, I was a stranger in my own home. If I cook for my husband, she would taste the food, frown as if I'm feeding him poison, and say, the food is too spicy. My son don't like pepper. If I wore jeans, she would look at me from head to toe and say, a proper wife don't dress like this, like she's going to the club. If I made plans with my husband for a date, she would say, you guys can't leave me at home. Oh. What if something happens to me? Everything became about her. My own husband began to shrink beside me. He wouldn't speak, he wouldn't defend me, he wouldn't even acknowledge the storm I was slowly drowning in. One day, I got home from work late and went to the kitchen to boil water for tea. She stood there and asked me, have you told me you want to cook? I already prepared beans for my son, so don't scatter my kitchen. Her kitchen? Vivian, I froze. I wanted to scream, cry, or run that night. I asked my husband gently, please, babe, talk to your mother. He looked at me like I was being petty. Babe, she means well, just ignore some things. You know how she is. Then came the day that broke me. I had a miscarriage. Our first pregnancy. I was bleeding and broken, lying on the hospital bed. And do you know what she said to me? I told you not to wear trousers. You brought this upon yourself. I felt my womb collapse again. And my husband, he squeezed my hand and said, just ignore her. She doesn't mean it like that. That's when I screamed, right there in the hospital. I'm not married to your mother. I'm married to you. But deep down, I knew I wasn't even married to either of them. I was just a guest, a live-in maid that wore a ring. One night, I packed a small bag, carried my dignity, and I left. I went to my parents just to breathe. I didn't call, nothing, and silence did what noise couldn't. 2 weeks later, he came, alone, no mother, no defensiveness, just a man who had finally seen what he'd been blind to for 2 years. He said, I didn't know I was losing my wife while trying to protect my mom. 2 days later, he drove his mom back to her house. She cried, she begged, she played the victim, but this time, my husband chose me. We still visit her, but now our home is ours. What we learn is simple. A third party, no matter how holy, no matter how loved, should never become the second spouse in your marriage, because if two become one, there's no room for three.
In this crazy life we live, we all need someone to hold, a friend to light the way when the world starts to unfold. Through all the ups and downs, the highs and lows we share, we'll stick together, ride or die. Let's show we really care.